I don't know how to say this, but coming from a small tribal place in Nilgiris, where father and mother never went to school, standing in front of you as a chair of a business community coming from science, it's all a bit emotional on that one. Last year when I was invited to chair one session, I was thinking, am I is the right person to go and chair? And it was about SMEs. Then I thought if Swamiji has invited me, then there must be some reason. So maybe that's the time I was trying to change. So I created a one business card, like Kiwi Bharat Limited. Then this year I got similar thing. I thought maybe my time has come to become a businessman. So next year, on 1st of July, I will be hitting 50. So that means that's the day I will resign as a professor, and I'm going to work as a volunteer for World Hindu Congress. And yes. Then with that one, if World Hindu Economic Forum wants me, I will be happy to be a volunteer for that also. Thank you very much. Now, biological farming. I would like to thank Swamiji. I would like to sincerely thank World Hindu Economic Forum Bangkok Conference Organizing Committee for inviting me to speak or to promote biological farming systems to our Hindu business community around the world. As we all know, agriculture in Bharat has a significant history. We might be known these days for IT, for pharmaceuticals, for biotechnology, but still 70% of our population are depending on agriculture. As per 2010 Food and Agriculture Organization's statistics, Bharat is the largest producer of milk, major spices, many fruits and vegetables, and number of staples. And we are also the second largest producer of wheat and rice, the major staple foods in the world. There is a good relation between our community and agriculture. Hindu community has preserved and promoted our Hindu culture, and also wherever they have gone, they have also preserved and promoted agriculture. For example, take Fiji, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, Americas, Mauritius, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and likewise Malaysia, Indonesia. Take all the places where our Hindu people have gone, we have established ourselves in agriculture. For agriculture productivity to increase, we need to feed them, the soil and the plants. That is for the energy we provide food. But as you know, in food, we have both good food as well as junk food. I consider the synthetic fertilizer as a junk food. Just imagine, the graph shows the consumption of urea in the world. If I take the world map separately and put only US, it will also be in the same trend, similar to what we are seeing in Bharat. Coming to the urea production and use in Bharat, we produce about 22 million tons of junk food urea, and it is consumed, consumption is about 30 million tons. So 8 million tons we are importing from outside. In 2010, the urea price was about $400 per ton. And in 2012, the prices skyrocketed and it went to 530. Let's not worry about 530. Just take the international one of about 400. If you convert that one, we are spending 3.2 billion US dollars in foreign exchange to import urea. That is about 20,000 crores of Indian rupees. Just imagine if that money is invested in biofertilizer related, so that like if we have rearing cows, so that we are not only saving the foreign dollars in a foreign exchange, but we will improve the environment. We can provide job opportunities in villages. Many wonders can be done. This is per year. So just for statistics, I have given for 2012, which is about 25,000 crores. The funny part is, 70% of this one is given as a discount. I don't know which middlemen make money there. Yeah. The impacts of nitrogen fertilizer is well known. The synthetic fertilizers have readily available nutrients. Yeah. So that means it is not only readily available for plants, but it is also readily available to go with the water. So if there is irrigation, if it is rainfall, just after that one, after fertilizer application, majority of them go to the waterways. So it pollutes water in terms of eutrophication. The other thing is, we always think about nitrate leaching. But nitrate is an anion. If nitrate or sulfate or phosphate, if they have to move through the soil, they have to take the cation along with it. So the farmer loses such a good nutrient. They are valuable things for growth. But also, the studies have shown the synthetic fertilizer application can reduce the microbial activities of the soil. Please remember, whichever soil you take, at least there are 5,000 kilograms of organic nitrogen available. But what we do is we use synthetic fertilizer, those storage, that is not used at all. Now our aim is we have to enhance the microbial activity of the soil, be friendly to it with the healing properties, so that the microbes can play a big role in taking mining the nutrients which is already available and make a healthy plants and a healthy food. I am showing an example of New Zealand because that's where I spent nearly 25 years of my life. Water quality in New Zealand is very high, very, very good. But I am saying it is a problem because it has got a clean green image. Yeah? The New Zealand is known for a clean green image. So anything small difference will impact the whole economy, whole name. It is like, if I have to say political party, they always say BJP is a party with a difference. A small mistake, it affects the whole organization. Likewise, here, the quality of water is much higher. The place where I come from, Rotorua, is good. But compared to what it was, the pristine says, that's why the government spends millions of dollars in improving it. Nutrient leaching has been an issue, and the farmers are under pressure from the regional council. So when they approached us, I said, let's try with the biological farming. But what is biological farming? That was the issue we had a problem. Because the scientific community never believed in it. That is because they are paid by the commercial fertilizer companies. I don't want to use that word, but I also, being a scientist, scientists are like prostitutes. Because these modern days, when the funding is given by the organization, you try to satisfy them. That's where that independence of research has gone. And when we introduced, my own colleagues said, it is going to create a problem for you. But the government policy makers, they depend on the advice from the scientific community. So we didn't get the information. And that's when I started going into making a difference through people. So I started doing documentary on biological farming, which has led me into making a movie in future also. What is biological farming? It is a holistic approach of bringing it's a holistic approach where you can say that to improve the soil conditions using the nature, like the microbes which is already there. It is almost like organic, but it is not exactly organic. To explain in a simple terms, it's like in politics, you have left, you have right. If I take left as the conventional farming, where you use urea, the pesticides, herbicides, etc. Organic with lots of rules and regulations, which doesn't use any. Farmers will not be part of it if their productivity goes down. The organic movement had a difficulty because they told complete would change from here. But biological farming, what we are saying is, if you are using 100 kilograms of urea per year, next year you reduce to 80, then to 60, 40, 20, 0. So in 5 years' time, you have not affected the productivity. The farmers are happy. That's how we are trying to promote this. My time has come. In 2 minutes, I'll try to finish the next one. We use soil-friendly microbes, and most of them, I don't want to go deep into that, but one of the big biofertilizer producers in New Zealand, he supplies microbes to all other companies. Can you guess where he gets it from? He gets it from Bangalore. So for this one, we have number of products the farmers use, but most of them are available very cheap in Bharat. And this is the time we should be looking into biological farming. It's the difference, it is the simple difference between the conventional and biological. I don't want to go deep into it, but it is available. You can get our presentation. These are some of the observations the farmers have looked at. New Zealand is known for dairy, and we control nearly 30 to 40% of the world dairy market, and this is the grassland effect. And as a scientist, we want to prove that this system works. So the one with the yellow pants, that's me. Quickly to show, you see the difference between the nitrate concentration between conventional and biological farm. Initially when people approached me to do research on it, I didn't believe. And I said, look, I want to go and speak to the farmers. The farmer took me to his land. I was walking in his plot. I was feeling that I'm walking on a thick, spongy carpet. But after visiting his farm, he said, Guna, jump over the fence. And I jumped over, I landed literally on a concrete. That's the difference between a carpet and a concrete. The farms, the same soil, same climatic conditions, but the system is conventional and biological. It makes so much difference. If the land is concrete, how much productivity do you expect? So you try to apply lots of urea again and again, whereas in biological, they don't use very much of fertilizers. And the other one, this one is, it is just switched between conventional and biological. This is dissolved organic carbon. What it says is dissolved organic carbon is going through the soil profile. That means the carbon sequestration is there. The value is added. Carbon, you can sell carbon these days. So that's how it values the land. And I dream things. 4 o'clock in the morning in October, I wrote an email. I said, if we have to make a difference, if we have to position biological farming in New Zealand, we have to do 3 things. The first one, start an association. Second, have a national conference where we bring the scientists to show them and that's why I brought the farmers and scientists together. And the third one, to form a research center. And within 1 year, we established all the 3. Thank you. And the media, because the beauty of this is where I am today, it is not because of what research I have done. It is totally because of my work with the community. Because most of the time we do our Hindu work and the media knows it. When I promoted biological farming, the whole media came behind it. And it is Swamiji's guidance which made me who I am today. And we have, after the presentation, I gave one idea. I said, look, 20 years ago when I finished my PhD, I said water quality will be an issue in New Zealand. Literally all the audience laughed at me. At that time, only few Indians there in the scientific community. But even one person commented, he said, it is not in New Zealand, maybe in your country, where Bharat, where I was coming from. But 20 years later, water quality is the same person who competes with me in applying for funding, government funding on water quality. So I told, today you can laugh at me saying that biological farming will revolutionize agriculture in New Zealand. And I told the audience also, you can laugh at me, but 20 years later, you will see what happens. And the next day, front page was, biological farming is a revolution, scientist. That's how it became. The media played a big role, and we have gone now, how to utilize this biological farming to serve our Hindu business community. So we would like to work with the NGOs, investors and agencies, World Hindu Economic Forum, biofertilizer companies, academics, researchers, so like that, so that we can provide the whole service to improve and promote the agriculture in all the countries where our representatives have come from. Friends, biological farming is growing. The support and the interest is there. After that presentation, 40,000 hectares of Maori land was converted into biological farming. I'm only speaking today, but I was discussing with a gentleman here in the conference, and he has 330,000 hectares of land in Africa, and he wants to use biological farming for his whole land. And it is none other than Mr. Buddhavarapu from Andhra Pradesh, and he has big work in Guinea. So initially when our Jerryji spoke about the Mauritius was the gateway to Africa, I thought, what a combination. Huh? So we go through Mauritius, finish with, and Guinea would be the demonstration plot for the rest of Africa. And we are going to work together. And that will be, whatever the thing comes from my share, that will be for World Hindu Economic Forum. And friends, this is the time. You're all business people. Strike it when the time is right. Thank you and namaste. Now, there is a small one. I would like to invite Swamiji because he needs some time. Then I'll just summarize it. Swamiji.